can try that. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Let's get started here. There's a lot to go, and we got a lot to do, so let's just cut the intro short here and get going. I told you I would be back. All right. Thank you, folks, for taking time out of your precious day to be with this precious family. All right, so here we are. Let me get this loaded up. This is April 25th of 2024, and we're going to let that loop play for a minute there, and you guys watch closely in there, okay? And we're going to go frame by frame through this stuff, and I'm going to point something out that's well hidden, but it's there, and we're gonna go over this here in just a second. So everybody take a few deep breaths, get ready to go here. And let's dive in, shall we? Okay, what I really want to talk about is this event that's up here. Okay, first we got all these other little pops and fizzles going on. This one here, we have an object right in there, a secondary. Okay, but this is the event I want to go focus on up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in while it's in motion here and just leave that there and let you kind of take a peek and see what you see before I start pointing anything out. Okay, because I don't want power of suggestion or anything else kind of interfering there. I want you guys to be the judge here and see if you guys see what I kind of see here. Maybe we'll back out just a little bit. I think we're a tad bit too zoomed in. There we go. All right, let's let that play one more time. Do you guys see a cross structure coming out right here? And it seems to be holding a planetoid. There's the cross right there. And then there's some kind of little planetoid object on the side of it. But there seems to be stuff flowing around that cross. That's what's different. All right, so let me pull back just one more. There we go. I'll let that play one more time. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but it holds its structure the whole way through. Okay, it doesn't like change shape or dissipate. There's a black cross right there, and then there's a little planetoid out on the end of it there. And then let's all right, we'll go frame by frame through that too. So I need to zoom back out for a second here so we can grab these buttons. And let's just back it up a little bit right here. It's too bad it's up in this area because I gotta, if I try to zoom in anymore, we're gonna we're going to miss it. It'll be out of frame. So I'm trying to get, well, there's a shot of it right there. Okay, there's obviously our little round object, the plasma dammed up on the backside, flow going around it and everything, okay? And then hidden in here in this frame is the cross is right in there. So let me go ahead and just start that. Whoops, we're going forward. We're going backwards. Just very interesting, different activity that we're seeing here. And note how there's a dome kind of plasma structure going over the top of it here. It's like holding this structure right there. It almost turns into a big old face. I'm afraid to even go there. I'll let you guys come over here and look at this as well. But you can clearly see the little object that's out on the end here. Despite whatever's going on right there, we still have our round object right here with plasma dammed up behind it, causing CME right there. Okay, and that's one of our long duration slow motion CMEs. Okay, so then there's this activity down here as well. We can just zoom in on that real quick. We slow it down just a tad bit and then zoom in. All right, just let this event unfold real quick. I'll let you look at that one real quick. So an object seems to come out and then a secondary CME splashes over it. So it seems to come out in the first blast right here, holds up for a second. See the second one go over it and then push it out. So I'll move my pointer out of the way so you can see it. The first one, it comes out with the first one, stalls a little bit. Second one catches it and pushes it out. All right, we've seen that activity before over here, so that's nothing new. All right, so there's our activity for the sun today, and quite an event captured over here. You should come over here and check it out yourself and go through that. I'll let you guys be the judge of what you see going on there, but I can see a very defined cross right there with what looks, it looks like the arm of the cross is holding that little planetoid up, like presenting a new Earth or something. Very interesting what's going on around the sun these days, especially with our mutant ninja turtle last night. Okay, so that was definitely different. All right, let's get on over here to the solar ham and get into this here. I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys get a little better shot of this. All right, there's our activity for the day. Here's our long duration slow motion CME right there that had that cross structure in it, okay? And then here's all the other little short little impulsive pop, boom, 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 boom. They're very quick and very impulsive. They're not, whoops, let me pull back right there. There we go. Get the lines out of there. They're very sharp, very impulsive, just very quick. Bang, 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 bam. Almost like automatic gunfire. Just tick, 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 tick. All right, and then as we go into the next day, kind of mellow. All right, we're going kind of calm right there, which is good. All right, let's pull back and finish off this report real quick. Okay, both of our solar indices have dropped now, okay, into the yellow zone, which is good. We're coming down from being up here down lower, okay? So our indices have dropped, which is back down to sea level, all right, which is good. The X flare potential's dropped to 15%. Our M flare is 75%. No geomagnetic storms forecasted for the next 3 days. Here is what on this site. We did have the one M2.0, and there's still a ton of sunspots, and we're down to 2 regions that are beta gamma now. All right, so a lot of sunspot activity, but they're kind of dying off and rotating out of range now. We're getting the quiet side of the sun rotating now around towards us a little bit. All right, and you can see our KP index level is, there's been nothing above 2 today, so very low absorption today. Even though, look at right now, our auroras seem to have, a little bit of yellow in them right here and right here. Okay, so at this very moment, we're taking on a little hit, and it might take a few for it to register here on the KP, but since it's getting into the yellow here, you'll probably see a little yellow spike coming up, either not the next one, but maybe the one after it. A little jump in the KP index because we're currently getting hit with some fast wind or whatever, something's hitting us, okay? It's kind of hard to keep track of what's hitting us and what's not anymore because there's just so much going on. Anyway, a cluster of sunspots in the southwest quadrant consisting of AR 36, 38, 43, 45, and 47 is now turning onto the west limb. Other than minor C flares and a number of low-level M flares, this region was not responsible for much in the way of solar excitement. Any potential eruptions around this region at this point should be directed away from Earth, thankfully. Elsewhere, 3648 in the northwest quadrant produced occasional C flares on Thursday. Okay, and geomagnetic activity is also at quiet levels. An increase to active levels to KP4 is in the forecast for the next 48 hours. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, it's starting to hit whatever this KP4 that they're expecting in the next 48 hours. That's probably right about, well, whoops, go back. That's probably right about where we'll hit, right up there. It'll get yellow. All right, so expecting geomagnetic activity at KP4 in the next 48 hours when a combination of coronal hole stream and a possible weak CME effects is predicted. Okay, there's our big rash region rotating out of range right now. It kind of is past that magnetic connection point, which is like right here. So anything comes off there hopefully won't be magnetically connected either. So that's good. We kind of dodged some bullets this round with that big sunspot region. Now, while most eyes have been on the large cluster of sunspots stretching across the southwest quadrant, AR 3654 over here in the southeast has expanded in both size and magnetic complexity. Dang, here we go again. This region produced a pair of M3 solar flares early Tuesday. The first was a 3.6, and this was followed by a 3.0. So far, no major eruptions of plasma appear to be Earth-directed. So, no major eruptions of plasma appear to be Earth-directed. Whew, that's good. Additional solar flares will remain likely during the next 24 hours. Okay, and this bad boy is going to be, it's growing in size. You see it's getting complex here, and it's rotating into range now. Probably nothing on the tracker. Oh, look at that. So they're tracking this one that's going away from us, okay? But we saw multiple eruptions on the sun today. That one right there might be, it could be coming our way still. We have this event down here. Energy coming out of this region has a tendency to come our direction, all right? It could be going away or at us, but anything in this quadrant right here tends to come our direction. So this being the 26th, we might see some kind of, impact on the 29th. Ooh, look at this. Here, let me speed that up a little bit. I just noticed this. Look at all that stuff going in there right there. Wow. Yeah, there's going to be more stuff popping off here. I think those are other objects that are coming in to bounce off and come back out. All right, back to the report. Sorry. So anyways, we got this CME going away from us, which is good news. We don't need another shot on the chin right now. The take on, the better, because we have our planet's raging with, volcanoes and all kinds of pressure and stuff. So we don't need to be taking on any more energy, building more pressure down below. Whew. Okay, coming on over here, the geomagnetic storm watch. One more. CME could grace Earth on the 26th, 27th, sparking a G1. The CMEs were hurled into space earlier this week by explosive activity in sunspot supergroup 38 through 50. Okay, global auroras on Mars. So check this out. They're having auroras on Mars because of the activity on the sun. We're having CMEs that are reaching all the way out to Mars and causing coronal activity out at Mars. Now, this energy gets collected up in the coronas, gets directed to Mars's core. Mars's core heats up and expands, and now Mars is having it's having earthquake activity, Marsquake activity. It's hard to say earthquake on Mars because it's Mars, but so they're having quake activity now on Mars because of absorption from the sun. It hits the polar regions, gets directed to the polar regions, just like here on Earth, gets absorbed, goes down to the core, and now here's a quick little movie of Mars getting its little coronas and getting blasted with plasma from the sun. Okay, so now Mars is going through the same effect that we are, getting auroras that are heating its core and causing quake activity. Okay, so cool little article here. You can go read it. Mars is experiencing the greatest level of aurora activity in the past 10 years. So are we. Says Nick. All right. Thanks, Nick. In February alone, there will be 3 episodes of global auroras and an aurora hat trick we've never seen before. All right. And aurora hat trick. Wow. Orbiting high above Mars, NASA's MAVEN spacecraft recorded the auroras on the 3rd through the 4th of February, the 7th through the 10th, and the 15th through the 16th. So 3 different rounds Mars took. All right, pretty interesting stuff. Now, spaceweather.com actually predicted some of these events prompted by SOHO coronagraphs. Yes, we remember seeing CMEs headed towards Mars. That was back then. You can come over here, read the rest of this if you want. Here's a little display of how it interacts with Mars, just like ours. See these magnetic field lines, CMEs coming out, ride the magnetic field lines, make impact. Okay. Mars is currently getting hit by roughly 1 to 2 CMEs every month, bringing a hefty supply of SEPs, which are these, they go on to describe them up here, these solar energy particles, okay? And those energy particles get absorbed in the magnetic field up at the top, get sent to the poles, and then we have energy, just like what's happening to Earth is happening to Mars. We need the Schumann, and it wasn't pulling up correctly before, so let's give her please this time. Oh, we need it right now. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Now, this is, the Schumann is our, well, you guys already kind of know here. This is our core spinning inside the shell, or the outer core, generating a magnetic field. And we're humming right along at 7.83, nice and smooth, nice continuity. Little fluctuations, little weakening in these little zones, but nothing too bad. I mean, nothing like these big old screeches and then blackouts like we were seeing before. So if you guys are feeling a little more even keeled, a little more, well, not so roller coaster ride as far as emotions or pain, and your animals are kind of calming down a little bit and acting differently. Okay. So, good Schumann report tonight. We have some good continuity, a little bit, like I said, a little weakening right there, but at the very tail end, it looks like we're kind of going into a scraping event. Oh, we just opened it, so that is the freshest. So we might be experiencing another event coming up here. Um, yeah. All right, we're done with that. Let me come on over now to Solar Ham here, or no, to the Null School, and I already have it set up on our sandstorms here. And you can see still massive sandstorm, three different like independent pockets here, there, and down here in Africa. Over here, still over Yemen here. We got it blowing clear up into Europe here, causing all the all the skies to darken there. We saw the video from coming in yesterday, all the red skies, yellow skies. So the sand is being distributed all around this part of the world right now. And over here at the Gobi Desert, theirs has kind of calmed down a little bit, but there's still ongoing. A little one there. I'll let you guys be the judge here. You can see what's going on here. Okay. Not many people report on this, but I'm going to continue to report on this because this has been going on since November of last year. 5 month long, well, almost 6 month long sandstorm now over the winter time. That's out of season. It should have been during the summertime. So if we're having this out of season sandstorm in the wintertime, what's it going to look like in the summer? Okay. And when we have interactions with these objects, their electromagnetic fields interact with ours, they cause this sand, which is silica. Silica can hold an electric charge, okay? And it gets charged like static electricity, gets a static charge to it and becomes not lighter than air, but much lighter. So any kind of wind will pick it up and kick it airborne. And once it gets airborne, it's staying airborne and spreading around the world here. All right, so now that brings us, well, first let's go through this. Let's do the chemicals here real quick. The SO2, please, Lord. Thank you. And wind. Well, not yet. All right, let's take a little peek. This is there's sulfur dioxide that's leaking out of the ground, actually being pushed out through the perforations in the crust as pressure from down below pushes this stuff out through any kind of cracks, airways, any little seams you can find. What I want to do is go back to their daytime. All right, we get a better reading on their pressure. And you see that there's a lot of regions. Some of these are in black, all right, black being the highest on the chart. All right, so they're having a lot of SO2 emissions coming out of this region because of the pressure down below. Also, we go down here, we look at Java. This is an area where we have all the volcanoes and a lot of earthquake activity. This is our, like a relief valve on the pressure cooker, allowing a lot of the pressure down below to vent and go, be directed out through a certain area. So a lot of pressure built up there, a lot of pressure there. But as we watch, and change it another 8 hours to our current time, and the pressure is lessened. I want to come over here to America too. All right, let's go like this. Pull it over. All right, one side bleeding out. Look at that. One side is just bleeding out, and the other side kind of pockmarked, kind of filling in. It used to be a little clear, but definitely a nation divided. And it's been showing every time on this map. It just seems to be there's some weird dividing line right there that's dividing this country, or dividing the SO2 emissions. Okay, and I know how God works. Everything is a sign. When you understand that He created every single thing, everything is a sign. It's very, very plain. Anyways, you can tell. There's our SO2 emissions. West Coast kind of clearing out a little bit, but East Coast still got some pressure. Look here at South America, all along the coast. Let's go into our fulcrum point. Here's our fulcrum point, well defined. Our other two are popping out too as well. So we have some pressure down in southern hemisphere as well. Okay, and then there's China, Java. All right, we covered it. Real quick though, we got to get to this, and then we'll get to our main thing here. I know you guys are like, it's happening again. I can't believe it. I know. And we'll get to it in just a second here. All right. Real quick, take a peek at our hot water. Still very dangerous off the coast of Japan here. We have a big plume growing out here. Tamumasi still coming to life here. Pumping out a lot of heat in this area, heating up all the water, creating a big, huge plume of hot water in there. If you see a face, it's not by accident, okay? It's not pareidolia. There's a difference. I'll teach you the difference between real pareidolia and what's actually happening. Now, back to the report. Around the island of Taiwan here, we still see a lot of this hot water. There's a lot of pressure in this region, a lot of magma close to the underside of the surface. It's heating up the ocean floor. It could either be that, heating up the ocean floor, that's heating up this water, or we have straight up vents underneath the water here that are pumping out, vents. They're pumping out little magma vents, and it's heating the water around it. And that's what I have a tendency to think these are, because they're just so concentrated. Like this area up here, it's in white. There's got to be some kind of vent that's underwater volcano that's venting underwater in these regions right here to produce water that hot, that concentrated in such a small tight area. I believe that's what's going on around this region too. It's either that or the seafloor is just getting so hot. And here we are out by the Canary Islands. All right, this whole region is starting to heat up underneath it. Take warning, pay attention. The Canary Islands might be next. All right, when we get to our volcano report, we haven't seen the Canary Islands on there, but do you remember just a few years back, or have you forgot about the big thing that went down in the Canary Islands? Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess we forgot. We have short memories because there's so much going on. It's hard to keep track of everything that just happened not even that long ago. Okay, so there's all our hot water, blah, 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 blah. You can come over here to this map too, play around, look around. All our hot water should be in this band right here. Let me go to your regular surface temperatures, what typical. That's where your hot water should be right now. Not up here in the cold bands. All right. So definitely out of character. It's from magma down below, from pressure pushing that magma up to the bottom side of the crust. Now, let's move on and get over here to Venture Sky, where, yes, it is happening again. Let's back up here to where it starts. Boom, boom. Okay, I want to go back even further, because when I'm looking at stuff like this, I'm looking for indicators before the event. Okay, if there was any kind of preloading or any kind of indicators to before this event. And look how we have our wave height. We have something growing in strength in this region. Watch as we go. Okay, we're seeing side effects from it. If that's a glitch, why are we still having residuals from it? Why are we seeing residual side effects on the planet from a glitch? Because it's not a glitch. This is another planetoid, a small planetoid interacting gravitationally wise with us. It's pulling that water up in a dome type structure this time. And I love this because it's right by this island. And everybody thinks that this island is generating these things or whatever, right? But when we get to this part right here, you can see, let me zoom in here, pull it over. Okay, here's our island right here. But the reason why the water height isn't so high right there is because there's an island there. There's land sticking up through the water. The water can't get high right there because there's an island sticking out. If it weren't there, we would see a more round structure. And look how it starts off. Very similar to our last event. Boom. See how it's growing kind of in a round shape? Now this is future casting because this event is currently underway. So, where are we? 12. Actually, it's 11 p.m. That's 2 a.m. All right. Now look at the round structure we still have here. Okay. That's a gravitational interaction, just like the moon would pull the water up higher. Like we have a high tide or a low tide. Well, if we had a smaller planetoid body that makes a pass, its gravity would latch on to a certain spot and lift water up. This isn't a wave, it's a dome of water. It's a bulge of water that's being lifted up. There's nothing underneath the ocean floor there. And let's do that real quick. Let's go over to, let me pull this up real quick here. We're going over to this region right here. Okay. Here's our island. And there are all kinds of stuff on the ocean floor. Okay. There are ancient runways and roads and stuff down there. But this isn't, there's no like structure or city down there that would be causing this. It's not a UFO that's that big, that's lifting water up that high. It's a gravitational effect. And we saw last time that the side effects from this actually caused coastal inundation that went up, hit Africa, and it went up and hit the East Coast. So let's just go ahead and play this little movie here. All right. So it still has residual effects from it. That's, this is in the future. This is what this thing's predicting now. But as we go back, here we are currently having our third one. Okay. And I believe the reason the shape of this, last time we had a little flat line because it was just a little bit north of this island. But this time it's right around it. It's causing the water around it to lift up. And now we have a third event, right? Now everybody else has got their theories and stuff, and that's okay. This is, what my theory too, all right, I suppose. So you can all take it with a grain of salt and believe what you guys is going to believe. That's the nice thing here is I allow you to make your decision too. You're free to make your call as well. But very exciting that here we have this event happening again. This one didn't seem to be as intense or as long lasting as the last one. So I expect the side effects won't be as intense or as long lasting as the last one. But it appears that we do have another interaction with one of these planetoid bodies. And let's see, 26th. Well, it would be something that would have left the sun around the 23rd, right? 3 days. So why don't we just have some fun and go back 3 days, huh? Yay! I hear the whole class like a bunch of kids screaming, yay! Yeah, let's go back 3 days. Oh, to the 22nd. 1, 2, 3. That would be the 22nd. And let's see what came off the sun on the 22nd. Anything come off kind of in our direction? Down here. Just let this load up real quick. Just for fun. Oh, well. We have that. That. And that. That's a smaller one. More traveling south, and it would affect the southern hemisphere. I think we found our culprit. Kind of similar shape on the map too. Whoops. All right, so gravitational effects. This little guy passes close by our planet. It lifts water up off the water. Just like our tides, just like the moon lifts water up off it lifts the surface of the water higher. It doesn't create a big wave. It's just a dome of water. And when the gravitational effects decrease, that dome lowers. It doesn't just let go all of a sudden and splash down immediately. It lifts gently and lowers gently. Okay, watch. These are 3-hour jumps. Okay, it interacted and now it's passed. And the dissipation, you see those wave effects still happening from said event. Glitches don't cause global side effects. Okay, it lifted the water there, and now it's stopped interacting. The water is dissipating, and as it dissipates back down, it spreads out in a circular fashion. That's why everybody else is having trouble figuring out what's going on here, is because they're afraid to admit that we have another planetoid body that's interfacing and interacting with our planet. They've been interacting with our planet for a long time. We're just starting to see instrumentation that's catching it and stuff is all. But these things have been interacting with our planet for a minute now, for since September 10th of 2017, when all this stuff started happening to me. That's when this stuff started happening. All right. And here we go. Third time around. Now let's see him try to glitch this one away. All right. We saw the side effects last time. We saw the water inundation. We saw the weather side effects. We saw the tide and the currents change down in South Africa. We saw a water bulge in Lake Erie. Okay, that's a different body of water that this instrument doesn't cover. Okay, it covers all the oceans, but if you go over here to Lake Erie, it doesn't cover this part. But I bet you if it did, there would have been something similar going across Lake Erie that day, because these bodies, there's more than one too. So this one passes to the south, well, it'll affect down the southern hemisphere. This one passes to the north, well, it's going to affect the northern hemisphere. Okay, sorry, I need to take a breath there, but very, very epic events going on here. We got third time we've had this event happen now, okay? And there's going to be more speculation. Hey, it's cold water being shoved out from underneath here. It could be that. It could be this. All these different things. And you can be the judge of that as well, okay? But there's some other things that are going on with this that kind of really indicate that we are seeing a real interaction with gravitational effects lifting water, creating water domes or water bulges of pretty good size. Okay. Let's just get to the, let me play that one more time, let you watch the expansion of it. And then, do you see the circular dissipation? The circular motion dissipation after the event is over. Let's do it one more time. Sorry, I'm a stickler about this stuff, but we got to get this documented, because if they ever go back and try to backtrack on this, we'll have our evidence. Okay? So glitches don't continue to have global side effects. And now prepare for the similar side effects that we just saw. High tides, water inundation along the coastal regions. When it pushes up through this canal area and hits the East Coast, it probably won't be much. It'll be just so slight, because this wasn't a very big one this time. It's currently underway, so it might continue to travel up. We'll see. But the last few frames there are jumping into the future, anticipating that's what's going to happen when the event's over. And as that dome of water settles back down, that's what you're seeing. It's up high. It's almost like not a column of water, but a big dome, like a big ridge and it's lifting up, and the island's right there, so it's coming up around the shores of the island and stuff as well. It then starts to move away from the island as it's happening, dissipates, drops back down, and you see the splash effect going away there. Okay, so there's that. Let's pause that there. We can always come back to that. Now, back to our forecast, our earthquake forecast. It's been very quiet today. Ooh, we got activity now. So let's just get into it. No deep quakes, no surface quakes around this region at all. Let's just get over to here. We have a, please, Lord, 4.9 or a 5, basically, down at 45 there, right here off of Java. Okay, this is our island, our release point, 4.7 and down at 17. So we have volcanoes and a good-sized earthquake right there that vented some energy. Energy release right here. Yeah, 5.1 boundary quake. 4.6, that's at the surface boundary quake. Both of those are energy being released at the surface. Not much, just this one over here to Gobi. 4.4, that's a release at the surface. Here's an odd quake up in Poland, a 4.1 in Poland. Now, we're talking about diverse quakes. Diverse also means in areas you're not used to seeing them. If this were on a plate boundary, hey, no big deal. But it's way up here in the middle of Poland, nowhere. So there's your diverse quake right there in Poland, 4.1, and that's at the surface. So they're having an energy release at the surface here in Poland. Crazy. All right, nothing along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge today. All right, a couple down here by the Sandwich Islands. There's a 5.0 at 26. That's energy at the surface being released. Another 5.0 here at the surface. Couple of energy releases there. Fulcrum point, boundary point, both both in the same structure right there. Just above our fulcrum point, here's a 4.4. Little flurry out there like we always see, but now let's get in here. A little quake action here in Texas. Oh, this is New Mexico, 3.1 at the surface. So little jolting activity going out here. What I want to do here is go to all magnitudes. Okay, we're still having a little bit of quake activity. This still a weak spot out here by New York, all right? They're really small, but it's still active. Here we have a new quake in Oklahoma there. A little flurry going on down here in Texas with this or New Mexico with this 3.1 and a 1.6. Those are current quakes right there. Couple of current ones here in California too. 2.0. Right. But all in all, the Wanda Fuca is quiet. Mainly all the way across here is quiet. Okay, so we're in that like magnetic grip. When things kind of get squeezed down and locked down for a minute and everything's suppressed, seems like we're in one of these suppression events again, and it's squeezing and just letting out surface quakes right on boundary points. Just almost like it's a fist squeezing down the planet, like, and the little parts that are sticking out through the fingers are where we're seeing our little releases. Okay, so now volcano report. I need to get some of these out of here. Take that one out. Take this one out. That one out. You take that one out. Now let's pull up a volcano report here real quick. I'm just going to do it this way because sometimes it's a pain in the butt. And I'd rather not have half the show wasted on a blank screen. So, please, Lord, let this volcano page work tonight. All right. 33 erupting. Let's just get into it. All right. So, here we are. 26. Santa Guido, Fuego, Popo, Semeru, Dacono, Reventador. There's a good shot right there. Okay. Just for a minute here. You guys live in a region that might have mountains like this that run in the background, or, way off in the distance, you have a low, mid-level, small mountain range or whatever. Imagine if you had a big column of ash coming out of the mountains just down from you or just across from you. A very uncomfortable feeling for these people, knowing that they have an active volcano just across the way from them. Okay. And we have very similar mountains where I live. Okay. And we have one of the biggest calderas on the planet down south of us. And every once in a while, I look down the mountain ridge just to make sure there's nothing like this puffing, sticking up out of the mountains, because this activity is going to, continue to spread worldwide as long as we continue to get energy builds up. Okay, let's get into it. Semeru here. 15,000 feet. Okay, that's a big blast for Semeru. That's its like record height that we've seen from it so far. So 15,000 out of that. Here's Ducono right here. That was 2,600 meters. Popocatépetl, 19,000 feet. Santa Aguido, no detection. Okay. Reventador, 16,000. Let's get into the 25th. That was the 26th. Let's get into what was the 25th. Chevaluge. Okay. Semeru, 15. Ducono, 8,000. Santa Guido, 14,000. Yeah. Sungay, 19,000. All right, we're so used to just me rattling off these 10,000, 19,000, 14,000. It takes a lot of pressure to make these blasts. That means there's a lot of activity going on down below, a lot of pressure being released. These just sound like numbers after a minute, but when it's going on next to you, you're like, holy crap. And there's 10 more, there's 30 more volcanoes doing this all over the place all the time. 24,000 feet out of Sabancaya. I think the sense of urgency has been kind of lost here for a minute, but we'll get it back. Don't you worry. Oh, great. So that was about it on our volcano report there. Erta Ale. We got 33 currently erupting. That's, the world should take notice, but apparently, we got other things that distract our population, okay? And they do a really good job of drama. Oh my gosh, now it's gonna be this, and oh my gosh, we got a bunch of college students now that act like they're in kindergarten. Good Lord. That would be a perfect example of these high tuitions that you pay, $40,000 for, a semester at Harvard or something. Yeah, that's what you get for your money. Is you get behavior like that. If I were the parents, I'd want my money back. The parents who paid for the college education. I'd be like, no, my son turned out to be an idiot. Oh, my money back. All right. Anyways, here, let's look at this face on this thing. Do you guys see this little face kind of looking up that way? All kinds of crazy stuff going on, you guys. I'm telling you, it's more than meets the eye. It's more than what meets the eye. It's more than just a glitch in the matrix. And how about this? That movie, The Matrix, it's trying to describe your reality, your consciousness, your sentient being, a divine entity in a meat suit. And this reality is actually a movie, and the spiritual realm's more real. And we're going to get to that here, so we'll get to that. Let me get this forecast out the way here before they scrub all the data. So let all that data load up real quick. Take a sip here. Now, we had some intense weather today. Not too many tornadoes, I don't think. I didn't see any breakout or anything, but the storm chasers were on high alert, and for good reason. These storms are very unpredictable, very volatile, and nothing to be snubbing your nose at or whatever, thumbing your nose at, because they're taking lives now. Sometimes they catch people off guard and it's hurting people. Yeah, it's very interesting. And you know what? I never saw The Matrix. I was never into those types of movies or anything until all this stuff started happening to me. And then it led me to that movie. And never mind. When I saw the character Neo, how similar he looks to me, pretty weird. Okay, let's just move on. Current conditions, the nighttime of the 25th. We're still having intense weather up here in Nebraska. Now, that'll be the morning hours of the 26th. I have a feeling it might be a little bit more than what they're showing there. Okay, but what we're seeing here is still severe weather activity going on here to Missouri, back up into Iowa, possibly still through the morning hours. There's the noon time. All right, this could expand and be a bigger pocket than that, possibly. We'll see. But then they're calling for dissipating at convection. They're not showing any severe weather at the height of convection. I have a feeling that might change too. You see this dark green little area right in there? That's where we would be seeing our QLCS, our quasi-linear storm front, okay? So in that region, you guys pay attention. Even though they're not calling for severe weather, it could catch people off guard. There is your nighttime of the 26th, morning of the 27th, noon. See this right here, this boundary where we got severe weather and snow, severe, and rain all in one pocket right there. That's at the noontime of the 27th. Then it goes, boom, right here. At convection, we have our two separate little fronts about to collide. We already have severe weather blossoming at convection in Kansas, Oklahoma. Then also on the backside over this low right here is severe weather with snow, rain back up in there. So this little side, don't let this thing right here might catch people off guard. It doesn't look like much, but we have a very intense collision, a very defined line of cold air mass colliding with warm, moist air wrapping back around this way. The storm front's way out here. This is air that's coming back around. So this will catch people off guard and surprise. And it's on the foothills of like the Rockies here. So these areas that are just on the foothills and on the plains of Colorado here might get caught off guard there. You might see a surprise tornado in Colorado. I pray I'm wrong, but I see setups like this, and I know what's going on here. I just don't let that slip out of your view. Just because it's small does not mean something can't happen there. So that will be at the noontime of the 27th. Then there's the convection. These 2 hour masses are about to collide. Boom, at nighttime. They collide at nighttime. Here we have this very intense quasi-linear storm front. We're talking Missouri, Kansas here. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in on this. You guys know these states. If you don't, you need to go back to school, or you should have paid attention when you were there. Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, even up into Iowa. These patches are not set in stone. It could shift north. It could be a little bit west or a little bit east or west of this. But in a general vicinity right here, and this will be the nighttime of the 27th. So it's going to be a nighttime event. Then we hit the morning hours of the 28th. Now, this is no joke. This is going to catch people off guard in the morning, and this is where we might see some, well, unfortunately, some people might die. I pray I'm wrong, but this is a very serious split linear storm front. There's going to be pop-ups that come out in front of it. That's what we're worried about, of those pop-ups too. All right, so even wrapping around back here, you see that little yellow spot right there? Do not let that fool you. That's energy that's potentially dangerous on the backside of this. Anyways, back to this. This linear storm front right there is no joke. We are looking at the possibility of a devastating, long track, big base tornado. All right, a maxi tornado, an F5 long track tornado possible. All right, I pray that I'm wrong. I pray this doesn't happen. Okay, but the setup is looking more and more to go along these lines now. So even back down in here in Texas and Oklahoma, this is no joke. Even they're breaking the line, don't think that you're going to skip out. It's going to be from here down to here. And these things lately have been reaching south. As they grow, they reach further south, and they fire up stuff even further south. So don't let this one catch you asleep, because it's coming. It's coming for sure. And it's going to be intense. So everybody prepare in that area. You got family in that area. You live out in that area. At that time frame, do not be caught off guard. This is the morning hours. Okay, let me explain this. This is 5 a.m. Pacific. 6, 7, 8, 7. 7 a.m. in this time frame. There will be a big 7 coming through, wreaking havoc. at 7 a.m. in the morning. All right, so you guys get up bright and early, start tracking that weather and see if it's coming your direction. And these days, you can be careful relying on your NOAA weather radio. The weather stations went down. People's radar apps are going down sometimes. We're losing connection during these storms sometimes. So it's important to have an advanced warning. Be prepared in case there are no communications at that time. Power's out, wind knocks down trees, blah, 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 blah. Where's it headed? Where's it going? What direction? You need to know in advance to get ready. All right, that's a very, very dangerous situation right there. Now, let's continue on. It dissipates by the noontime, hopefully. Then kind of regains a little strength there at convection. There's the nighttime again, back down into Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas there. Going into the morning again. We're having an icing event here up at the top, up in Canada. Don't lose sight of that. Don't get distracted down here and let that catch you off guard. Again, two different patches. This is another quasi-linear storm front right here. Very dangerous situation again. The morning time of the 29th. As if we just didn't have a morning event right here. Now we're having another morning event. There's the noon. Convection. Nighttime. Morning of the 30th. Noon. Convection. Nighttime. May 1st, May Day. Noon. Convection. Nighttime. The 2nd, noon, convection, nighttime. The 3rd, noon, convection, nighttime. The 4th, noon, convection, nighttime. The 5th, noon, convection, nighttime. The 6th, noon, convection, nighttime. And the rest of that is way too far out into the future to report on because it's changing so rapidly. All right, let's play that real quick. We'll get that little guy going. Everybody prepare. All right, that right there means business. That is a nasty looking storm. And I pray that I'm wrong. I pray that the situation that develops is less intense than what we're seeing here, but it also has the potential to be more intense than what we just saw on this map as well. All right, so everybody be prepared. And then that also means be prepared that if it does happen and there's lots of devastation and some loss of life or whatever, be prepared for that news possibly, okay? It's not only being prepared for the storm, it's also being prepared for the repercussions that might come with it. So everybody pray for these people out in this area. Get prepared. Pray for their strength, their endurance. The Lord give them strength. The Lord give them endurance because they're going to need it. That is very concerning, especially during the morning time. When it blossoms from the nighttime, so from this to that, people are probably going to be asleep and dying. I pray I'm wrong. I hope there's no problems with their satellite radios, radars, or anything during that time frame right there. That's our next dangerous event, and everybody needs to be aware of it and stay alert. Okay, so we are done with the geophysics, the astrophysics, or terraphysics, and now we're going to get on into some metaphysics. And what I want to do here is I want to take you over to one of our family members here. Watch woman of the dragon. There she is. There she is. Our little gal here. She did a wonderful job at capturing some wonderful images here. Let's just get right to them. There. There we go. Blow it up full screen. Okay, she captured the spiritual realm here. And we were pointing this out last night. Here is our dog face with an eye, the nose, the mouth right here, the bottom of the chin, this round dog face right here. Not all of these faces are human faces. They are animals, cartoon characters, different kinds of characters, right? Here is a, well, for lack of a better term, spy versus spy, or one of the long nose pointed liar's mask with the long nose. All right, there's the mouth, the nose, two eyes, this face right here. You see a dragon face on the left? Okay, well, it doesn't surprise me because this is a spiritual event that's going on, and there are a lot of things going on. Another thing that God likes to do is he likes to share an eye, like one face will share an eye with another face. For example, this dog, here's his eye, here's his other eye. Now, God will use this eye and use this eye over here and do a profile face. So there's a secondary face sharing an eye with another face. When you see this effect, when you see a face, a cookie cutter face sharing an eye with another face, that is God's handiwork right there. All right. AI doesn't do this stuff. The human mind doesn't conceptualize this kind of stuff, let alone being able to perform it in the clouds. All right. So when you see stuff in the spiritual realm, one of the clues to look for as well is it sharing an eye with another face? Because that will be another indicator. Not all the time. Like, for instance, this guy. Well, where would be the other eye? Maybe over here? No. Maybe here? No. But a lot of times, these things are sharing the eye with another face. Okay. Anyways, I wanted to give her kudos. She worked hard. She did a lot of videotaping. A lot of days where you don't catch stuff, or you did catch stuff and you just don't know it. You don't see it. Okay, but here, very, very well defined, captured here. Congratulations to one of our family members. And you know why she caught this? Because she was expecting it. She was looking up with her camera recording. When you're looking up with your camera and you're recording the clouds, you're expecting to capture something, right? Well, that's when the miracles start to happen, is when you know that it works and you expect to see something. Then they form. Otherwise, if you're just holding it up there going, probably won't catch anything. Well, you probably won't then. But if you're holding up expectantly, knowing that I'm going to capture something, I might not be seeing it right now at the moment while I'm doing it, but I can go back later and we'll see it, see if we captured it, okay? And here it is. And like I said, a lot of these faces they're not perfect. They're done shaded, it's like an artist with a black and white pencil. All he has is a pencil and a white piece of paper. So you got to use shading to create three-dimensional effect. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. Okay. And if you think this is pareidolia, it's not. Because pareidolia will work on any random abstract surface. Like the carpet, for instance. If you had pareidolia, you would be able to see faces in the carpet. So look down at the carpet right now. Do you see any faces in your carpet? Nope. But when you look up at these random clouds and you're seeing faces in there, it's because it's real. This is the spiritual realm that's being captured. This is stuff that previous civilizations saw as well and tried to document in their paintings and in their writings and in their histories and stuff. All right, they saw this stuff as well and were trying to describe it the best they could.
didn't have the technology that we have, but some people could probably look up and go, whoa, 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 that's not normal. That's definitely a face there. That's not a, if this were the tail and that were the ear, and that would be a puppy dog. No, this isn't a puppy dog. This is a bulldog right here, and it's clearly obvious. All right, so there's your spiritual realm now. And something important about this also is this is not my footage now. Okay, you're always looking at my stuff or somebody else's stuff. Now, at least for Watchwoman, she knows now. She knows in her heart now, because she's the one who took these pictures. She knows she didn't fake these. She knows she didn't tweak these or do anything to manipulate them. She knows in her heart that these are real images that she really captured. Now she's a believer. She's a knower. She's caught up in the clouds now, too. I bet it's really hard to not look at the clouds anymore, especially after you capture something. You're like, oh, it's really happening around me. I want to capture as much as I can. And you're constantly looking up, and you're constantly looking at the clouds. You are caught up. I would say you are caught up in the clouds. Okay. So that's what's important to know, that terminology and what it means. And as we look at this, you guys are being kind of blown away, mystified, kind of looking at this going, is this real? This is real. Is this just an illusion or what? No, this is the real thing. You have to have spiritual eyes to see this too. If you're not a spiritual person, you look at this as clouds. Oh, there's just clouds. Oh, they happen to be looking like this, and you made it into a face. Yeah. They only see clouds. We see action, activity in the clouds. We see answers in the clouds, too. This is an answer to what was said before. Is it really going to happen? Well, yeah. Here it is. And this isn't HARP. Why would HARP... Ask yourself, if this was HARP, why would they be making dog faces and cartoon character faces that you can't see until I point them out? How would that be possible? What would be the point of that? So it's not HARP. This is God's handiwork. You're seeing the spiritual realm taking shape in your clouds now. All right. And for a lot of you that are caught up in the clouds now, that were outside driving around or doing activities today, we're looking up and seeing activity in the sky. You were seeing it today with your own eyes, not recording it, but you were looking up going, dang, there's one right there. And I see another face over there. What is this really going on? And the more you look around, you start to see more and more, and you're getting a little disturbed at what you're seeing in your skies. And what I've been trying to tell you this whole time is this has been going on in your skies the whole time. And that's why it's important that you pray every time you go out in it. When you leave your house, you are going out in it. So pray before you leave your house, Lord, protect me while I'm out there in it. And this is a good training for you guys right now. It's important that you get used to seeing this stuff right now in this form. Okay? And that you get the light shock of it, okay? Because someday these things will come to life and look down at you on the ground and bark at you and then try to attack you. But it wouldn't attack you. You've already seen it. You're already a believer. You already know. It won't be a shock to you. But when this happens to any other person who's not a believer, and all of a sudden these things come to life, it's going to destroy their minds. but it won't destroy your mind. You will have a sound mind. You will have a good foothold. You will understand why that is happening. You'll understand why this is happening as well. I could have just pulled it up a tad bit faster, but that's okay. Okay? And that's why it's important that you understand that this is happening as well. All right? The reason I keep showing you this one is to bring you peace and hope. This is your foundation. Okay? The spiritual realm is more real than your life here on earth. Okay? Your life here on earth is temporary. It's temporal. It's only a limited time. This realm is eternal. It lasts forever. It always has been and always will be. So this life on earth is actually the Matrix. You're like your consciousness has been thrown into a meat suit, and now you're on a thicker density, a lower density, in a meat suit. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. Everybody else got it backwards. Oh, you're a human being having a spiritual experience. No. You are a spiritual being. And you're down here in a meat suit having a human experience. You are learning spiritual lessons this way that you will carry on into the spiritual realm when we get there. Okay? So it's important that after all this stuff that I show you, all these important reports, they're kind of disturbing and they can be unnerving, but this is what brings the peace. This is supposed to bring the peace. Okay? And you guys are really doing better. What I had, the anxiety again was lower overall again today. Some people forgot how to do it already. On the very next day, you had anxiety and you just let go of the lesson, didn't practice it, and you just had your anxiety all day. So most of you guys had the lower anxiety, except for a couple who forgot to do it, but you can do it again right now. Take a few deep breaths and look at that. Okay, overall, though, everybody was lower anxiety despite what we see going on. Now, isn't that amazing? Despite the craziness you see going on now, that you're staying pretty calm overall, aren't you? Still, others see this as entertainment, which is understandable because, that's all you've ever been taught is entertainment. And I have to put some kind of entertainment factor into this to keep your attention. All right, now let's get into it. I got some reading to do for you guys. So everybody, take your deep breaths, get in your spot, get in your places, everyone. While we dive in here, okay? Oh, really? Let me do that one again. Oh, I guess we're gonna cut to something else real quick before I do the reading. It's cool though. It's the Man in the Clouds thing real quick. Most of you already seen this, but I see a couple of new people here that need to Man in the Clouds. Okay. We'll just do the opening message.
Oh, holy fucking shit, guys.
Yep, that's some holy shit, isn't it? Let's get that all set up. I want to get it back here to 0.75, pause. And the message is, He is the Christ who's coming quickly. There are multiple messages. The opening one says, Jesus is close. The wind says, the word. And then lightning strikes and it says, He is the Christ who's coming quickly. So we're just going to do this real quick. I see now why you want this, Lord. Okay.
Oh, holy fuck.
All right, that's an EVP saying he is the Christ who's coming quickly. All right, the people who took this video didn't know that that was electromagnetically stamped on their video, but I did, because when I see events like this, I listen for the EVPs. I know what they are. They're actually real, and you just heard he is the Christ who's coming quickly. All right, further on down here, 51, we have this event.
Holy fuck.
Pardon the... Okay, in that one, Jesus in the flesh, right now, here. Okay, so there were two messages. The first one says Jesus is close. The word, he is the Christ who's coming quickly. In the second event here, it said Jesus in the flesh, right now, here. Okay, so two important messages that you need to understand. Jesus is in the flesh right now, here. Okay, right now, here. Yeah. Okay, so we did that. All right, everybody take a deep breath, and I got some good stuff for you. So here we go. I need to get ready myself. Hang on. Okay. Take time to be holy, and take time to be holy. The word holy does not mean a goody-goody. It means set apart for sacred use. The word holy means set apart for sacred use. You folks are set apart for sacred use. Okay. Take time to be holy. The word holy does not mean a goody-goody. It means set apart for sacred use. That is what these quiet moments in my presence are accomplishing within you. That is what these quiet moments in my presence are accomplishing within you. Holy, set apart for sacred use. You're in my presence. As you focus your mind and heart on me, you are being transformed, recreated into the one I designed you to be. This process requires blocks of time set aside for communion with me. The benefits of this practice are limitless. Emotional and physical healing are enhanced by your soaking in the light of my presence. You experience a nearness to me that strengthens your faith and fills you with peace. You open yourself up to receive the many blessings that I have prepared for you, and you become a cleansed temple of my Holy Spirit, who is able to do in and through you immeasurably more than you ask or imagine.
transforming you. You're being transformed. You're being recreated. You've been created, but you're being recreated into the one I designed you to be. Emotional and physical healing are enhanced by soaking in the light of my presence. Right now, you're experiencing a nearness to me that strengthens your faith and is now filling you with peace, As you open yourself up to receive the many blessings I have, you become a cleansed temple. You are a cleansed temple of my Holy Spirit, who is able to do in and through you immeasurably more than you can ask or imagine. Yeah. And these are just some of the benefits of being still in my presence. So rest in me, my child, forgetting about the worries of the world. Focus on me, Emmanuel, and let my living presence envelop you in peace. Okay? The fact that I'm here, alive, walking the earth with you, right here, right now, talking to you right here, right now. Emmanuel, my living presence. Let my living presence envelop you in peace. Tune in to my eternal security, for I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. So what you hear right now is the same you'll hear tomorrow, forever. Okay? Rest in that as well. You hear my voice? Rest in that. Tune in. Tune in to my eternal security, because I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. Now, if you live on the surface of your life by focusing on the ever-changing phenomena, you will find yourself echoing the words of Solomon, saying meaningless and meaningless, meaningless, everything is meaningless. When you look at this and you realize the spiritual realm is real and you see how meaningless this stupid shit you're worrying about here on earth is, that you need to be focused on your spiritual achievements instead, that's what you're doing here. The rest is meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Just spiritual achievements. Living in collaboration with me is the way to instill meaning into your days. Begin each day alone with me so that you can experience the reality of my presence. The reality. Not a joke, not a hoax. The reality of my presence. Oh boy. Now, as you spend time with me, the way before you opens up step by step, doesn't it? Arise from the stillness of our communion and gradually begin your journey through the day. Hold my hand in deliberate dependence on me, and I will smooth out the path before you. You want that path smoothed out? Hold on to my hand in deliberate dependence. That's how it's done. Simple stuff, but hard to do. Okay, and you guys are practicing it. I'm seeing results. You're seeing results. That's what's amazing, is when you're seeing the results. Now all of a sudden you're starting to believe. And that's where we're going. We're making progress. Not perfection, progress. Okay. Now, your longing for perfection or your longing for heaven is good, because it's an extension of your yearning for me. The hope of heaven is meant to strengthen and encourage you, filling you with wondrous joy. See, many Christians have misunderstood this word hope, believing that it denotes a wishful thinking. Okay, remember we're talking about, I hope it happens, I hope this, I hope, no. It's a different kind of hope. Many Christians have misunderstood this word hope, thinking that it denotes the word wishful thinking. Nothing could be farther from the truth. As soon as I became your Savior, heaven became your ultimate destination. The second I became your Savior and you started to believe me, heaven became your ultimate destination. The phrase hope of heaven highlights the benefits you can enjoy even while remaining on earth. The hope of heaven, you're already enjoying the benefits of it right now before you're dead, before you're here on earth. You're already reaping the benefits of the hope of heaven. And I told you, you would reap these benefits and not have to die. Everybody thinks that's part of the rapture. If you're caught up with me in the clouds here, you see me in the clouds and you're just fascinated by me talking to you and you're seeing me and you're caught up with me in the clouds, well, you have joined me in the air because we are live on YouTube in cyberspace, in the air. So if you are caught up with me in the clouds and you've joined me in the air, you have been raptured. And the hope of heaven highlights the benefits you're enjoying while remaining on earth. You haven't died yet and you're already raptured. You're already with me. We took a walk together in paradise the other day, didn't we? It's this hope that keeps you spiritually alive during the dark times of adversity. It's this hope right here that keeps you spiritually alive during the dark times of adversity, and it brightens your path and heightens your awareness of my presence. My desire is that you may overflow with the hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. I want you guys overflowing with hope, okay? I'm speaking into the depths of your being, so be still so that you can hear my voice. I speak in the language of love, and my words fill you with life and peace, joy and hope. Now tack on hope, okay? My words fill you with life and peace, joy and hope. I desire to talk with all of my children, but many are too busy to listen. The work ethic has them tied up in knots. They submit wholeheartedly to that taskmaster, wondering why they feel so distant from me. Yeah, if you just put yourself as wholeheartedly as you do into your work ethic, put that work ethic into a spiritual work ethic as well, and you won't feel so distant from me. Now, living close to me requires making me your first love, your highest priority. As you seek my presence above all else, you experience peace and joy in full measure. Not just half, not just a little bit. You guys are experiencing peace and joy in full measure. I also am blessed when you make me first in your life. So, while you journey through life in my presence, my glory brightens the world around you. This dark world gets brightened while you journey through life in my presence. My glory brightens the world around you. Pretty good, huh? I have that other one over. Yeah. Okay. So you're looking at that right there. I would pull up some other images, but we saw the other ones. It takes too much time. Let's stay on this thread here. So, when you're looking at that, I want you to remember, I am the Word that became flesh, not cloud. I am the Word that became flesh. I have always been, and I will always be. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So as you think about me as a baby born in Bethlehem, don't lose sight of my mighty divinity. You see, this baby who grew up and became a man's savior is also God Almighty. So it could not have been otherwise. My sacrificial life and death would have been insufficient if I were not God. So rejoice that the Word, who entered the world as a helpless infant, is the same one who brought the world into existence. Though I was rich, for your sake I became poor, so that you might become rich. So that you might become rich. Now you are rich. You just hit the lottery. I became poor so that you might become rich. I labeled this thing Christmas gift, right? The title of that video is Christmas gift, but no Christmas present could ever compare with the treasure you have in me. I remove your sins as far as the east is from the west, freeing you from all condemnation. I gift you with unimaginable glorious life that will never end. The best response to this astonishing gift is to embrace it joyfully and gratefully. I am the greatest gift imaginable, and when you have me, you have everything you need for this life and the next. Okay? I am the greatest gift imaginable, and when you have me, you have everything you need for this life and the next. Don't you? I have promised to meet all of your needs according to my glorious riches. Yet my loved ones sometimes fail to enjoy the riches I provide because of an ungrateful attitude. Instead of rejoicing in all that they have, they long for what they do not have. Instead of rejoicing in what they have, they long for what they don't have. And as a result, they become disconnected. Okay, I'm training you to practice the sacrifice of thanksgiving. I'm trying to train you to practice the sacrifice of thanksgiving, thanking me in all circumstances. So, first, give thanks for the blessings you can see in your life, like this one now. Be thankful for the blessings you can see in your life, and then stop and ponder the awesome gift of knowing me. I am your living God, your loving Savior, and your constant companion. I repeat, I am your living God, your loving Savior, and your constant companion. No matter how much or how little you have in this world, your relationship with me makes you immeasurably rich. So whenever you are counting your blessings, be sure to include the infinite wealth you have in me. Add me into the equation, and your gratitude will grow exponentially. Okay, remember when I told you hit the lottery? Whatever you have plus me equals an incalculable fortune. It's incalculable. All the money on the planet is not even come close to calculable fortune. So, whenever you have me plus you in the equation is an incalculable fortune. That's why I am the greatest gift. And, where do we leave off? I wanted to point out this section right here. No matter how much or how little you have in this world, your relationship with me makes you rich. Remember we were talking about our relationship last night? How you come to this channel and you want to hear my voice, you want to hear these readings, you're eager to be caught up in the clouds with me and learn some spiritual lessons and then apply them in your life and see if you get results and you're getting peace and joy out of this. So you're truly participating, okay? And when you're participating, no matter how much or little you have, you're participating in our relationship that makes you immeasurably rich, incalculably rich. Okay? Oh, come back here. There we go. I think, was that it? Or did I have another one? Is there extension on that note? Oh yeah, I guess we can go 2 more. That goes into, yeah, it still connects to that branch. All right, so we're kind of going in a different branch, but it's still connected because, leave off right here. No matter how much or little you have in this world, your relationship with me makes you rich. Whatever you have plus me makes an incalculable fortune. And I give you joy that is independent of your circumstances. I give you myself. All the treasure of wisdom and knowledge are hidden in me. Because I am infinitely wise and all-knowing, you will never run out of treasure to search for. Guess what? You guys got an unending treasure hunt. Unending treasure hunt. You will never run out of treasures to search for. I am a wellspring of joy, eager to overflow into your life. I am eager to overflow into your life. Please believe me. Please believe these images. I am eager to overflow into your life. Open wide your heart, your mind, and your spirit to receive me in full measure. My joy is not of this world. It cannot coexist with the most difficult circumstances. Or it can. Sorry. Ugh, I need something to drink. Again, I am a wellspring of joy, eager to overflow into your life. Open wide your heart, mind, and spirit to receive me. My joy is not of this world. It can coexist with the most difficult circumstances. No matter what is happening in your life, the light of my presence continues to shine upon you. So look up to me with trusting heart, and if you persist in searching for me, my joy light can break through the darkest storm clouds. Okay? My joy light, this light joy mixture, can break through the darkest storm clouds. So let this heavenly light soak into you, brightening your perspective and filling you with transcendent delight. Okay? Let this soak into you. It's supposed to brighten your perspective and fill you with delight. Okay? Remember that you have an inheritance in heaven that can never perish, spoil, or fade. And since you believe me, inexpressible, glorious joy is yours now and forever. Okay? Remember that you have an inheritance in heaven that can never perish, spoil, or fade. And since you believe me, inexpressible, glorious joy is yours now and forever. Isn't it? Isn't it? Awesome. How priceless is this unfailing love? This is truly a gift of heavenly proportions. Remember the unspeakable price I paid to secure this gift for you. Okay? Closing with this one right here. So everybody take a nice deep breath, wrap your head around this nice and carefully, and remember how priceless is my unfailing love. This is truly a gift of heavenly proportions. Remember the unspeakable price I paid to secure this gift for you. I endured torture, humiliation, and death. My willingness is what we're looking for out of you now is willingness. My willingness to suffer so much for you demonstrates how extravagantly I love you. I want you to comprehend how astonishingly rich you are in me. I want you to comprehend how astonishingly rich you are in me. I have given you the priceless treasure of my eternal love. This gift makes you far wealthier than any multi-billionaire, even if you were to own every, how do I want to state this? Even if you own very little of the world's goods, okay, so even if you don't own a lot, you're wealthier than the multi-billionaire who doesn't have this knowledge. This knowledge it's just priceless. So, stand tall as you journey through your life, knowing now that this glorious inner treasure is your portion each step of the way. Rejoice that my love is both priceless and unfailing, and you can always count on it because it's even more reliable than the rising of the sun. See, the earth and the sun will fade someday and be gone, but my love will still be there. Okay? Let my unfailing love fill you with exuberant joy as you walk along the path of life with me. Rejoice that my love is both priceless and unfailing. You can always count on it. It's even more reliable than the rising of the sun. It's more reliable than anything you temporally see on this planet, because this is going to be all gone someday, and then you're going to be in this realm forever. So, rejoice that my love is both priceless and unfailing, and that you can always count on it. It's more reliable than your temporal world, the rising and setting of the sun. And that's what makes this a priceless gift of heavenly proportions. It's truly a gift of heavenly proportions. And I want my unfailing love for you to fill you with exuberant joy as you walk with me along the path of life. Remember we were walking on the path the other day? That was fun, wasn't it? Yep, you were walking with me on the path of life. We were live then, enjoying the clouds. I want you to comprehend how astonishingly rich you are. I give you joy that is independent of circumstances. I want this heavenly light to soak into you till you're overflowing into other people's lives. And since you believe me, inexpressible, glorious joy is now yours forever. You have nothing to worry about anymore. You can be joyful. It doesn't matter what you do, or how you perform. I'm not judging you on that. I love you for who you are. Let's see you strive to be better. It's progress, not perfection. Your guys on your step 4 there, keep working on your character defects. Not just your defects, but your character attributes as well. Because some people have good character attributes, and you need to recognize what your good ones and your bad ones are, and just admit them and be aware of them now. Okay, you confess some of the things that you've done in your life to a close friend that helps get it off of your shoulders now. Now your backpack full of rocks is lighter. In fact, you can take the backpack off, stop collecting rocks, quit worrying and doing all that stuff. Get up in the morning, connect with me. Listen for that small inner voice inside. You'll hear the plans for the day. You try to make plans and they fall apart, don't they? But when you just kind of let things fall together instead of falling apart, just let them, just trust and let them fall together. And your life will be a lot less stressful. You'll be able to breathe. You'll have a little more peace and joy in your life. Okay, so I think that was it. What's here in the notes again? Yeah, the college kids. Yeah, your hard-earned money that went to the colleges produces a bunch of childish behavior. We all know what's going on there. Who's funding it and supplying the tents? But unlike them, you guys are becoming more mature in your spirituality and not childish behavior like we're seeing out of the colleges. The work on being tolerant still. I'm still working on my end. Okay, on my side of the street. I went through a bunch of issues. I went through the PTSD, and my latest issue has been I've been getting irritated when people don't appreciate the sacrifice. Like, for instance, cooking dinner and doing groceries with 2 shattered hips is excruciatingly painful. All right, and then when somebody didn't like how dinner tasted and complains about dinner, it's like, dude, you have no idea all the pain and suffering I went through to get that dinner made. So it was stuff like that I'm working on myself. Okay, so you guys will run into that issue as well, and don't get mad at the other person. They know not what they do. We need to work on ourselves, and I need to be more tolerant about people who piss on my sacrifice. Boy, can I relate to this? Boy, can I relate to having my sacrifice being pissed on? Oh, now I could relate to what he felt. Okay, but all in all, you guys, you're practicing tolerance. You're getting your anxiety down. A couple that forgot, it's okay. Just remember tomorrow when you're having an anxiety attack, think of me. Just think of this. The moment anxiety comes up, stop what you're doing and think of this channel. Think of me. Think of that picture. Think of Jesus. Think of the scriptures. Think of anything. And it will take your anxiety down. And unbelievably, still others see this as just entertainment. Okay? And that will change. That will change. If you still see this as entertainment and you haven't found the spiritual factor, try practicing some of the things that we talked about, and you will. And then you will you'll be here for the right purposes. Okay? I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, because I got all that done. Yeah, and I got emergencies coming up in about an hour, and I got to get going. So I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. You know what? Let's say thank you to Sean real quick before we go. I want to say thank you to Sean, Marilyn, the Kung Fu Grasshopper, my little surfer girl. I'd like to say thank you to Rosemary. Oh, you guys are just going to town. Diana, thank you, sweetie. Jimmy Satterfield, I was thinking of you today, how brave you've been through all this. Jimmy, you are a spiritual warrior. You know that, right? Sean again. Oh, good, good, good. Good. I'm glad you guys are seeing other images in here besides what I'm pointing out. That's important that you see other stuff that I'm not pointing out because that's confirmation to you. All right. Just closing out, going through, thanking everybody in the chat here. Tuesday was beautiful, warm, clear. Oh, good, good, good. Oh, I love all of you guys. And guess what? You're all going to meet me face to face. Be shaking hands with you, giving you a hug. Oh, a nice warm hug for me makes your day. It really does. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Wrap it up. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. And I'm still to come.